Welcome everyone to the training webinar series Eyefinity Encompass Coordination of Benefits presentation. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to your questions throughout the presentation. You can enter them by clicking on the Q&A icon. My name is Tara Brown, and it is my pleasure to be with you today to introduce Tammy Lynch. Tammy has over 30 years in medical billing. She has a Bachelor's of Arts in Business Administration and many certifications in software development. She is a trainer at our Eyefinity education conferences, on-sites, and hands-on sessions. Tammy is known for her patience and flexibility. She enjoys spending time with family, traveling, long days on the beach, and watching college football. Go Hawkeyes. Welcome, Tammy.
Thank you, Tara, for that introduction, and thank you, everybody, for coming. Today, we are going to talk about coordination of benefits in Encompass. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen with you. There we go. All right, Tara, are you able to see my screen yet?
Yes, I am.
You are. Okay.
Can you
So
actually, no, I see your PowerPoint. I don't see your
okay. All
Encompass.
right. Give me just a second. All right, let's try now. This one. Sure. Okay. And this one. Still not sharing? Look, we practice. Let me try one more time.
Still not sharing. Yeah.
Okay, hold on just a second. All right, how about now?
There we go. Perfect.
Got it. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so let's do this. Let's get into coordination of benefit within Eyefinity Encompass. We're going to do two examples, walk through two examples today. One of them, our patient is going to have two medical insurances, and we're going to walk through how to do that in Eyefinity Encompass. And the second one we're going to do is a routine screening with coordination of benefits for VSP being a second insurance. So let's walk through the first one. I'm going to pull up my patient here. His name is going to be Dean Martin. And for time, I have already gone in and retrieved an authorization and eligibility for the two medical insurances. So we can go straight in to my invoice here. All right, I'm going to come over here and we're going to go to edit. You can see here that I have my exam and I have some fundus photos here. I have a diagnosis code. I'm going to come in here and save and price. Just a second. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I said two medical insurances. So I'm going to add the first insurance first. So I'm going to come over to my primary insurance and I'm going to click my add button. The first one I'm going to add is going to be Medicare. So I have my Medicare chosen here. I have my eye exam and I'm going to click the button that says calculate. Perfect. So I can see up here how it's going to calculate my benefits. In today's example, we're going to just say that this patient has a 20% coinsurance that they owe. So what we're going to do is we are coming over to where it says patient responsibility, and we're going to type in a 20% copay, which I checked, it's about $22. And then we'll put in $14 here. So 20% coinsurance. And then I'm going to leave the rest of this here blank for just a moment. Okay. I'm going to hit my save button. And I'm going to then add my secondary insurance here. Okay. So when I click my add button, This one, I'm going to use my Aetna. Blue Cross, I'm sorry, I'm going to use Blue Cross. I'm going to click my little exam. I'm going to calculate my benefits. And for Blue Cross, we're going to see here at the top, secondary insurance can be applied only to the line items that have primary insurance applied. So I did apply my primary insurance with Medicare. So now I'm going to look at my Blue Cross information. And I can see the information that was brought from my primary insurance. The thing I'm going to do in here different is I'm going to say that the patient has a $10 copay for Blue Cross. I'm going to pop that in there and I'm going to hit my save button. Now you can see down here at the bottom of my screen, I have my Medicare, I have my Anthem. If you look up across the top where you see my primary insurance, you can see I have the insurance for my primary allowable that is keyed in here. And I also have for my secondary insurance what's been keyed in here, including my $10 copay, which the system is going to prompt me to collect from the patient. When I save and invoice my order, did I hit save? Oh, give me just a second. We go to price. I thought I hit save. Maybe I didn't. All right, save an invoice. There we go. I'm sorry, I must have undid. I'm going to undo this. So here is my order, my $10. I am going to select this patient's going to pay their $10. And as long as our $10 here matches what the patient's going to pay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit my save button. I'm going to show you on our receipt when it pops up here. You should see both insurances on this order. Give it just a second to pop up. And you'll be able to see up here on the insurance. So you can see my Medicare of California. I'll highlight it. And then you can also see my Blue Cross Blue Shield. I can see where I took my patient's copay. And that's going to be in there. Let me close it and show you what the order looks like. My order is going to be this top one up here. When I click the little caret on the left-hand side, this is where I can see that I added my primary insurance for Medicare and I added my second insurance for coordination of benefits for Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. Okay. Also, if you look over here under the claim status, you'll notice that my medical claim, my Medicare claim, is in a status of ready to bill. My secondary claim or my claim I'm coordinating benefits with is going to be placed on hold. And that is so when the primary comes in and they make their payment and you go through and do their adjustments, you can go in and create the Anthem's already created. You'll just put that into a ready to bill status. I can hop in here if I want to look at this claim. And I can see what I love about this is my primary. I know I'm billing my secondary to Anthem. I can come over here and I can flip between the two claims if I wanted to. So right now, again, I'm looking at the Medicare. If I wanted to look at the other claim, I could simply click there and I'll see there that my this is now my Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare claim. Okay. And you'll notice the outstanding, everything pre-populates for you. Once this payment comes in from Medicare, you would go in, adjust your payment just like you normally would. For your second claim, this one, you're going to have to go in and you will click on your Ready to Bill Carrier button once that's ready to go. Once you hit that Ready to Bill Carrier, that one can go out and be processed. Okay. So this was a pretty simple two insurances. Neither one of them were VSP. Do like to point out a couple of things that when you're doing insurance and you have a medical on there, you do need one of your diagnoses have to be medical, and you do have to have a second diagnosis vision routine code for you. All right. They both have to be on the claim. Let's see here. And Medicare usually pays pretty quickly. There are times that your Anthem check, some of you have always asked, the Anthem check comes in first. It's our recommendation just to hold on to that Anthem check and wait for the Medicare checks to come in. And then you can apply it to the Medicare first and then apply it to your secondary, your Anthem. That way there's no jumping over claims. Okay. Let's see here. I also want to show you another example. I'm going to use the same patient, and this one's going to be VSP. So we're going to do a medical claim with and add VSP as the coordinating benefits insurance. So let me pull up Dean Martin again. And again, I've already gone in there and I want to show you for authorization. We're going to use Aetna as the primary, and I just kind of want to show you here. I have not yet pulled a VSP authorization. I could pull it if I wanted to here right now without a problem. I could simply go in and get my authorization and eligibility, but I'm going to show you another way that you can do it also without interrupting your workflow. So I'll go back into my material orders, to my non-invoiced, and we will go ahead and price out this claim. So all of the claims have to be exam only for VSP. And Encompass, we are actually going to give you, the pricing screen is actually going to alert you if there could possibly be an opportunity to coordinate your benefits with VSP. And I'll show you that here in just a second. We are going to come here, we're going to add our insurance. Add my Aetna plan. And in this example, we're going to pretend the patient has a $20 copay for the exam. So we're going to put in $20 for the copay for the exam. And we're going to say that the patient owes the total here, $35. And then I'm going to hit the save button. And that little alert that I told you just a few minutes ago, in the pricing screen in Encompass, this yellow box here, if this patient has, if the system knows that this patient might have the opportunity to use VSP for coordination of benefit, we're going to give you this little yellow box. There is a blue hyperlink here. I will click on it for just a second. If you didn't know, that's going to open you up to the coordination of benefits directly from VSP. I come back over this button here. I love this button. So I need to get an authorization. Still, it's VSP, and I forgot to pull it in the beginning. I could come here and I can hit this check VSP. I could scroll down to my essential medical, click there. I can pull in my exam authorization, and it's going to ask me a question. Do I want to add another authorization? If so, you certainly can. You can add, anybody else that you wanted to, or I can return right to that pricing page. Takes me right back to where I was. So I didn't have to come out of this order and go out and retrieve that authorization. So a nice little trick there that you can work. Let's see, then I can now add that VSP here. I have to click the little exam button here, and then I can click my little calculate. Okay, there is no electronic verification here. This is manual when you're doing this. So basically, we're just going to come in here and we're going to add the patient copay right back in here. patient responsibility. I'm sorry, we're going to put that right back in here. So again, it's manual. It's just part of the way that it is right now. It does tell me in my little yellow, secondary insurance can be applied only because I applied something to the primary. When I come in here and I hit my save button now, again, I can look at my primary insurance breakdown here, my secondary insurance breakdown, and then it's asking me to collect my $20 copay. Okay. I could still remove these insurances if I did not want to remove these insurances. I can do that. I can click in my save and invoice. It'll prompt me to collect my $20. Check. Save. And the same thing. When I look at my receipt here, I will pop this up. It's going to show both insurances. Oops, on my receipt. And again, you're going to be able to see the insurance copay, and then you'll be able to see where that copay was made, and my balance for this is now 0. When I close this, and I come back to my order, now it's this top one, I can click in the little drop down, and now I can see that this is my Aetna manual plan, and then there's my VSP Essential. A couple things I do see when offices are trying to coordinate benefits is, especially with VSP, they don't put the VSP on the order. So maybe you put in their Aetna, and then you're going to take Aetna's payment, and then in claim management, you'll adjust off what you don't need, and then you can adjust it to the adjustment that says bill to a secondary or bill to another carrier. That is not going to drop for a VSP claim. So this is the way that you would perform those. Make sure you have that secondary VSP on the actual order, just like this, and then it'll flow through for you. You'll see here that we have on hold and ready to bill. So they're going to put them in the statuses of on hold and ready to bill. I can simply, again, click on the on hold. I can go and I can look at this. So this is my VSP. I'm going to come back to the first one here. Here is my original plan here. And you can see this is in a ready to bill status. So you're going to bill this out the normal way that you would bill out any of your Aetna payments. Carriers, you're going to bill it out. That payment will come in. You'll apply your payment, and then you'll go in to your VSP claim. All VSP claims for COB are going to go on hold. What you're going to need to do with your VSP claims is edit the claim. You're going to automatically get an error. You can see they're automatically placed on hold. It's like a little warning. Hey, something's wrong. Make sure that this is the calculated for a calculation of benefits for a COB claim. And on this claim, when you come down here to services rendered, this is where those boxes are where you would mark your other insurance allowable, your other insurance paid, your other insurance responsibility for both line items. And then you're going to drop this box down here and you're going to choose whatever appropriate reason is going to go in that box. Okay. Now I am going to show you very quickly. Let me save this. Once you filled out those boxes, again, it's on hold. You would put this into a ready to bill carrier status so that would go ahead and bill out. VSP would pick that up. I do want to show you a claim in here. It will pre-populate. Let me find my patient in here. Kind of saves you a little bit of time. And I believe it is, let me pull and see if it's this one here. Edit this claim. Yes. So once you apply your benefits, your payments, do your adjustments, this is automatically going to populate in here based off of your benefits. So this here, yeah, I've got the 75 here. The other insurance paid 65. I have other insurance responsible 15. So the one thing you'll have to do is you make sure that you come in here, you select one of these reasons, come down to the bottom, you're going to save it, and then you're going to put it back into a ready to bill again, and that's going to bill it right on out to VSP for you. And then when VSP makes their payment, you're just going to apply it as if you're applying a regular claim there. So like the big takeaways with coordination of benefits and in Encompass, making sure that both insurances are in your demographic screen. That's going to be extremely helpful so that you're not going back and forth when you're trying to add an insurance. It's just one of those things that if you know what the patient has, it's much easier just to add it right into their insurance screen here at the front. If you haven't, even if you're not using it, but if it's added here, it's going to be a lot easier when you go down to that next section. Same thing. You know, VSP is going to require an authorization and an eligibility. You can go ahead and grab those here while you're here. You're able to pull them here. They'll already be pulled for you. Or I showed you the shortcut that you could do while you're in the middle of the order. You can click it, it'll pop you back and forth here. So nice little shortcut. You also get the provider manual to be able to kind of read along with that, making sure that you have the right diagnoses. Those are covered. Making sure, again, if the patient has two medical insurances, you've got your medical diagnosis, you have your Blue Cross has a medical diagnosis. Both insurance have to be processed at that checkout time. So again, both insurances added at the time of service is going to save you some time. Again, I will show you where you can check that right here. Primary and secondary. And these are coming directly from how I set up the order. I hit the add plus primary, add plus secondary. So that's where that's going to pull from. Another question that I get a lot is how does VSP know that this patient might be able to coordinate their benefits? So we pop on the pricing screen that little yellow note to kind of say, hey, you might be able to. That is done, again, if you have that patient's information already in the demographic screen, it's going to pull that. You don't have to coordinate benefits if you don't want to, or if there's a reason why you don't. You can simply just keep right on going and just finish out your claim without the coordination of benefits. But it is there just to remind you that, hey, this might be an opportunity to help your patient, save your patient some out-of-pocket expenses if you wanted to. Let's see. All of our invoices, receipts are going to print for the patient. Again, you can come in here, you can reprint your invoice so the patient will definitely see that you have both insurances on this. Sorry, it's being a little, there it is. So this is another way that you'll know as staff, did I get both insurances, or letting the patient know that you are billing both insurance companies. They'll be able to see that there. And then again, your claim management, anytime you want to see those claims, you can just pop right on into claim management and pull up. We do remember VSP will always the coordination of benefit as a second. They are always going to put that claim on hold. And it's meant for you to go in and just view it, make sure everything has been added to it before you put it back into a ready to bill and send it. The other thing I will clear up a little bit, there is a difference. We are aware there is a difference, especially as a biller, coordination of benefit versus a primary and a secondary claim where you're not coordinating benefits, you're just Medicare's paying 80% and a secondary is paying 20%. That's different. Coordination of benefits is actually where you're going to go in and you want to coordinate two insurances together. And your basically overall goal is to save the patient some out-of-pocket money. If you could bill it to two insurances and save the patient $40 or a $20 copay, much better than collecting upfront. It is if you want to collect upfront from patients, I get asked this a lot too. You can. It's a personal policy of your office. A lot of times, offices will go ahead and let the primary send it there, pay out, and then wait for the secondary to make sure if the secondary pays it all in full, that's perfect. You don't have to send a refund check to the patient. If in the end that there's still some left over, you can send a statement. But again, that is your personal policy referencing what your administration wants you when it comes to that. Okay. We also do have in our help menu, all you have to do is type the letter COB up here in this search if you wanted to go through our coordination of benefits in Encompass, and you've got applying insurance, processing the claims. When you click on these, if you didn't know, you have a couple of different options. If you want to look at applying VSP as a second insurance on exams with primary, you can click the little arrow here, and it just kind of walks you through step by step, gives you some screenshots in here, kind of what you need to do. There is also a very short, less than 5-minute video that you can watch if you'd prefer to watch the videos. If I want to know about applying VSP to an order as a primary and a secondary insurance, I can click on this little guy and it'll give me step by step what I need to do, screenshots. And then this is where we looked at our benefits here. We're calculating, kind of walking you through exactly what you have to do. And then when you want to look at, if you want to look at processing the claim, same thing. You're just clicking these little drop downs and you're kind of reading through. Okay. So lots of good information here in our help menu. And any questions that have to do with patients' personal VSP benefits or payments, those would need to be directed back to VSP. And I believe that is all that I really have as far as our benefits, our coordination of benefits in Encompass. They're just keeping in mind, this guide is in here too to help you. That is located in the actual order. So you can click on the little button and I think it's 3 or 4 pages. Yeah. Where you can kind of walk through here. It's got the different types of scenarios. So depending on where you are billing. And then remember, this class was specific to billing within Eyefinity, within Encompass Practice Management, different than billing on eClaim. So if you have questions on billing in Encompass, I can take some questions and kind of walk through. Tara, do we have any questions?
We don't have any questions at this time.
I'll give it a minute and see if anybody pops in there. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. No questions?
Nope. So it
No?
doesn't look like we have any questions. But if you're looking for more training, check out our other learning options such as documentation, tutorials, and walkthroughs, role-based training, additional training webinars, one-on-one virtual training and on-site training or consultations. Learn more at eyefinity.com/education. And with that, I'd like to thank you, Tammy, for your time and valuable information you shared with us. And thank you all on the line for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. This concludes our presentation.